Do you wake up feeling exhausted? Not just a little sleepy, but deeply tired. The kind of tired that makes you wish you could close your eyes again. You sleep for 7, 8, or even 9 hours, but something still feels wrong. Your body is awake, but your energy is missing. This was my life for a long time. I wasn't burned out. I wasn't depressed. I didn't have insomnia, but I had this quiet, invisible exhaustion that I couldn't explain. Nobody understood it. People told me, just go to bed earlier, try melatonin, maybe you're lazy. But I knew it wasn't laziness. Something was disconnected. My body wasn't working the way it should. Then I learned something important. Your day doesn't start when you wake up. It starts the night before. How you live during the other 23 hours decides how you feel in that first hour of the morning. This idea changed my life. I stopped looking for quick fixes and started building better habits. I didn't use expensive products or supplements. I used 4 simple habits that nobody taught me. These habits changed my mornings, my focus, and my entire life. In this video, I'll share these 4 habits with you, but I want to be honest. This isn't a fix your sleep in 3 easy steps guide. You're not a machine that needs fixing. You need to reconnect with light, with time, with stillness, and with movement. If this video put words to something you've been feeling quietly, don't leave without doing one thing. Subscribe. Not for me, but for the version of you that's tired of surviving mornings and ready to wake up aligned again. Habit 1. Get natural light before looking at screens. I used to grab my phone the moment I woke up. Before getting out of bed, I checked emails, messages, Instagram, and news. I thought this was normal. I thought it helped me start my day. I told myself, let me catch up. Let me check just one thing. But I didn't realize something important. The first thing you give your brain each morning shapes how you experience your entire day. I was feeding my brain stress before drinking water, before seeing sunlight, before my own thoughts even had time to form. No wonder I felt like I was chasing energy all day. I was waking up inside chaos instead of rising peacefully. Then I heard something that changed me. Your brain doesn't know what time it is. It knows what light tells it. That came from Dr. Andrew Huberman. That's when I understood. My body wasn't confused. It was being misled by the blue light from my phone before the sun even touched my face. So I tried something different. I stopped grabbing my phone in the morning, just for the first 10 minutes. Instead, I stood by the window or stepped outside. I let the light hit my eyes and the air touch my skin. Something shifted. I felt clearer. My system was aligning with something natural, like it had been waiting for this signal. This wasn't just a morning routine trick. This was biology working properly. Your body has something called a circadian rhythm. It's an internal clock that controls almost every system inside you: hormones, body temperature, alertness, digestion, and mood. The main signal that tells this clock what time it is? Light. Not just any light, but natural light, morning light. When natural light hits your eyes, especially without sunglasses or windows blocking it, it sends a signal to your brain. It's daytime, time to wake up. Your cortisol levels rise in a healthy way. Your melatonin stops. Your brain gets the signal to be alert, focused, and alive. But if your first light is artificial, your brain gets confused. It thinks it's still night. Everything gets delayed, including your energy. And if the first thing you see is notifications and urgent messages, your nervous system doesn't ease into the day. It jumps into defense mode. I was starting every morning in survival mode without realizing it. Once I stopped, once I gave my brain light before screens, my mornings became mine again. No rushing, no stress, just a few quiet minutes of alignment. Sometimes I go outside. Sometimes I open the window. Sometimes I just sit with my eyes closed and let the light come through. But no matter what, I don't touch my phone until I've touched the real world first. This is one of the smallest changes I've made, but it created one of the biggest differences. Now I don't wake up into the world. I wake up with it. That's a completely different kind of energy. Try just one habit tonight. And if you want guidance that respects your nervous system instead of pushing it, subscribe. We're choosing rhythm over burnout here. Habit 2. Eat dinner earlier than you think.
There was a time when eating dinner at 9:30 p.m. felt normal. I'd finish work late, cook something heavy, eat in front of a screen, maybe have dessert, and then go to bed around midnight thinking, I earned this. But I always woke up foggy and heavy. It felt like I hadn't rested, just blacked out. I blamed stress. I blamed screens. I even blamed my mattress. But nobody told me the real problem. If you're still digesting food while you sleep, your body isn't recovering. It's working. This hit me hard. I was doing everything else right, but I never questioned when I ate dinner. The science is simple. When you eat, especially a big meal or lots of carbs, your body temperature rises, your insulin levels go up, your heart rate stays slightly higher. All of this tells your nervous system we're still active. But for deep sleep to happen, real cellular repair sleep, your body needs the opposite. It needs lower temperature, stable blood sugar, and no digestive work. The full belly I thought was comforting was actually keeping my system too busy to rest properly. I was lying in bed, but my body was still at work. So I tried something new. I started eating dinner 3 hours earlier, even when it felt inconvenient. I started eating around 6:30 p.m. I ate lighter meals with less sugar. You know what happened? I started getting sleepy naturally, not exhausted or passing out, but gently, rhythmically sleepy. My body was finally syncing with something natural. I didn't have to fight for sleep anymore. I just let go and sleep came. Later I learned there's a name for this: chrononutrition. It's the study of how when we eat affects our biology, not just what we eat. Research from the University of California shows that people who eat within 2 hours of bedtime lose out on slow-wave sleep. That's the deep sleep phase responsible for tissue repair, hormone balance, and memory. Late eating doesn't just hurt sleep. It messes with melatonin production, disrupts your circadian rhythm, and can even increase health risks over time. But for me, it wasn't about the science. It was about how I felt. I didn't wake up starving or bloated. I woke up light. My dreams felt clearer. My morning energy wasn't forced. It just arrived naturally. There's something natural about eating with the sun, something human. We weren't designed to eat heavy meals under artificial light at midnight. We were designed to align with light, rhythm, and rest. I know life doesn't always make this easy. You have work, family, social plans, and timing issues. But what if you tried eating just one meal earlier this week? What if you gave your body that quiet time it's been asking for? No supplement or breathing technique has ever made me feel as rested as going to bed with nothing left to digest. If this felt like someone finally understood what your body has been trying to say, stay with this space. Subscribe. We talk about rhythm, rest, and rebuilding energy without forcing yourself to become someone else. Habit 3. Slow down at night. For a long time, my nights were loud. Not in volume, but in energy. The lights were bright. The content was endless. My thoughts wouldn't stop. I told myself I was relaxing, but I was actually revving up. I was scrolling, watching, multitasking, all disguised as relaxation. Blue light, bright screens, late snacks, overstimulation, all wrapped in the illusion of comfort. And I wondered why I couldn't sleep. Here's what nobody told me. You don't fall asleep like flipping a switch. You fall asleep at the way the sun sets, gradually, quietly, in layers. But we don't give ourselves sunsets anymore. We give ourselves Netflix autoplay, late-night emails, and one more scroll just to feel caught up. Then we expect our bodies to shut off like machines. But we're not machines. We're rhythm. We're hormones. We're waves. And I was crashing into sleep like a wave hitting concrete. No preparation, no transition, just collision. So I decided to try something different. I stopped stimulating myself at night. Not completely or perfectly, but intentionally. I started calling 9 p.m. my soft boundary. The lights got warmer. The sounds got quieter. The pace slowed. I swapped overhead lights for lamps. I closed my laptop. I left my phone in another room. I put on ambient music. I read something boring on purpose. For the first few nights it felt empty, like I was waiting for something to fill the silence. But then I realized the silence was the thing. That stillness I'd been avoiding was the doorway to everything my body had been asking for. My thoughts softened, my shoulders dropped. I started yawning before I even got in bed, and I hadn't yawned like that in years. This wasn't just an evening routine. This was a ritual. That word matters. A routine is something you do to be productive, but a ritual is something you do to remember who you are. This was me remembering how to slow down. The science supports this too. Studies show that creating a predictable wind-down pattern, even just dimming lights and avoiding screens, signals your body to increase melatonin, lower heart rate, and enter rest mode. Your body gets ready to repair.
For me, this habit changed more than sleep. It changed my relationship with time. Nights no longer felt like a blur between dinner and collapse. They became sacred space, quiet, human, and mine. When I skip this now, I feel it, not just in how I sleep, but in how I carry myself the next day. I'm more reactive, less clear, like I forgot to turn something off inside me. If your nights have felt fast, noisy, or disconnected, maybe you don't need more sleep. Maybe you just need less of everything else. Try giving yourself a little bit of night before the night takes you. Habit 4. Move your body early. I used to wake up in panic mode. Eyes open, phone in hand, brain racing. I hadn't even stood up yet, and I already felt behind. Behind on messages, behind on time, behind on life. When you start your day that way, something dangerous happens. Your whole day becomes a reaction instead of a rhythm. So I changed that. Not with a workout or strict routine, with something simpler. Movement. Early, gentle, and intentional. Within 30 minutes of waking up, I started doing something, anything that got me into my body. Sometimes it's stretching while the water boils. Sometimes a walk outside with no destination, just breath. Sometimes 5 minutes of music with my eyes closed, body swaying like nobody's watching, because nobody is. This changed everything. Movement signals to your brain, we're awake now. Not just surviving, not just scrolling, but fully alive. Your blood starts flowing, your nervous system shifts gears, your circadian rhythm locks in, and most importantly, you stop waiting for energy. You create it. Before I did this, my mornings felt like fog. I'd stare at screens, wait for coffee to kick in, and hope my brain would work by noon. But once I added movement, something shifted, not just in my body, but in my mind. I felt more present, more anchored, like I was co-creating the day instead of waiting for life to decide how I felt. And it doesn't take much. You don't need a gym, you don't need to sweat, you don't even need motivation. You just need to tell your body, hey, we're here, let's begin. There's science behind it. Morning movement increases dopamine and serotonin, which help with focus and mood throughout the day. It also raises your body temperature, which reinforces your circadian rhythm, meaning better sleep that night. The compound effect is real. Move early, better focus, less stress, calmer evening, deeper sleep, easier wake-up. Momentum builds not through force, but through rhythm. I'll be honest, there are still days I don't feel like it. Days when the bed is too warm, when the world feels too heavy, but I move anyway. Not because I have to, but because I know what's on the other side of that first step. Clarity, lightness, and proof that I can choose how I begin. That's all this habit is. A choice to begin before the world begins with you. A choice to arise, not just physically, but intentionally. The way you start echoes, and a slow, grounded beginning changes everything that comes after. You're not broken, you're out of rhythm. Some people wake up and feel ready. No fog, no dread, no fight. I used to wonder what that felt like. For most of my adult life, I thought waking up tired was just normal. That dragging feeling in the morning, I wore it like a badge. Guess I'm just not a morning person. But the truth is, I was out of rhythm, not broken, just misaligned. Nobody tells you this, but the world we live in trains us to be out of rhythm. We eat at the wrong times. We stare at light when it should be dark. We wake to noise. We fall asleep to noise. We rush. We react. We forget to breathe. Slowly, we lose our signal.
We stop hearing what the body's been whispering all along. I'm not lazy, I'm tired. I don't need more caffeine, I need peace. I don't need to be fixed, I need to be felt. These 4 habits weren't a fix, they were a return. A way back to myself, to stillness, to sleep that actually restores instead of just pausing. What changed wasn't just how I slept, it was how I woke up. More clear, more human, more in sync. If you've been waking up tired, maybe this isn't about sleep at all. Maybe it's about the rhythm beneath it. And maybe you're ready to hear it again. Not because you need to hustle better, not because you need to optimize anything, but because there's a version of you, not far from here, who wakes up feeling whole. And all it takes is a few small choices in the dark that help bring back your light.
The world will rush you again tomorrow, but tonight, choose rhythm. If you want more conversations like this, quiet, human, and honest, subscribe and walk with me.